So I was in Barbados and I was going to this coffee shop each morning. And I noticed the barista she seemed like she was feeling kind of down or she was a little depressed. And I asked her, I said, "Hey, what should I see while I'm here on the island?" And she said, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, what do you mean you don't know? Or you're from here, aren't you?" And she said, "Oh, I've lived here my whole life." And I said, "Well, how is it that you've lived here your whole life and you don't know what there is to see here?" And she said, "I'm working 2 jobs and I'm going to nursing school. And I just don't have time to do anything. All I do is work and sleep." And so I went away from that and I said, what could I say to her? How could I shift her experience of life right now? Because she's clearly going through it and it's clearly difficult. So the next morning, I went up to the window. I said, one day in the not too distant future, when you've finished nursing school and you have a good nursing job, you're going to be sitting somewhere up on the mountain with your family having a picnic. And you're going to think back between then and now, and you're going to realize it was all worth it. That all of this was worth it. And I took my coffee and I left. And I came back the next morning and I said, "How are you doing today?" And she said, "I'm just climbing that mountain." So what I did and what you can do in as little as 15 seconds is to notice how you're feeling. If you don't like how you're feeling, ask yourself, what are you thinking about? What are you looping on?